Yo Namo Nama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading chapter 9. The title is Dhruv Maharaj Returns Home. So far we have seen that Dhruv Maharaj, with all those incidents in the past, he went to the forest with a desire to get a kingdom bigger than Lord Brahma, who is his grandfather. Grandfather? Great grandfather. So he wanted a kingdom which is bigger than Lord Brahma. And he went to the forest, he did severe austerities. We saw the kind of austerities he did, and we saw that he practically was eating nothing and very deeply focused. And ultimately, sure enough, in 6 months' time, the Lord came to him. And when the Lord came to him, he was stunned. In the sense, just imagine we are here and then Lord suddenly comes and he's a 5-year-old boy. He didn't know what to say, what to do. So the Lord touched his head with a conch shell and he started offering prayers. So the first few prayers that Dhruv Maharaj offered, he is describing Lord as the master of senses. And then he is describing the Lord as the shelter of devotees. This is followed by describing the glory of bhakti and association of devotees. 13 to 16 verses are describing the glories of the Lord. The 16th verse that we are doing today, it's specifically talking about Brahman. So let's today discuss this verse 16. Would anybody like to read the verse and translation, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I'll call out the names, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Sure.
Vasudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Varnali Mataji, you can read the translation. Mataji, should we read the purport also?
Purport, I'll read because it's a big purport, so we'll go step by step and we'll take it from there.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare
Mataji, you can. Mataji, you can read. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad. Yasmin viruddha gatayo hi anisampatanti vidyadhayo vividah saktayanu tad brahma vishva bhavam ekam anantam adyam anandamatram avikaram aham prapadye.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranams, translation. Dandavad Pranams Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, in your impersonal manifestation of Brahman, there are always two opposing elements, knowledge and ignorance. Your multi-energies are continually manifest, but the impersonal Brahman, which is undivided, original, changeless, unlimited, and blissful, is the cause of the material manifestation. Because you are the same impersonal Brahman, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavad Pranams.
So here in this verse, there is description of Brahman. There is a lot we hear about Brahman all throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all the readings that we do, all Prabhupada's books. There is a lot of mention of this word Brahman. So let us understand first what is Brahman, who are Brahmavadis, and what is all. There are some headings that we're gonna discuss. So let's discuss and know them first, and we are going to take few points from purport as well. So let's understand what is Brahman first. So Brahman is basically the effulgence of the Lord. So when the Lord, his body is so bright, his body is so transcendental that it gives out light. And basically that light is called as Brahman. There are other meanings also of Brahman. Brahman means soul, and Brahman means the Lord. Supreme Brahman means the Lord. So there are a lot of meanings, but in this context, here, the Brahman that we are discussing here, it means the effulgence of the Lord. Now, there are three ways one can realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in general, there are a lot of people who are karmis, yogis, bhogis, so many things are there. There are three transcendentalists who are serious about devotional service, and they achieve the Lord in either partial or full way. The Brahmavadis, or we call impersonalists, they are the first step, and their realization of the Lord is that the Lord is a light, right? The second are the yogis, who realize that the Lord does have a form, and his form is Paramatma, and he is present in everyone, and he is present in every atom. This is their realization. The third realization is known as the Bhagavan realization, or realizing the Lord as the absolute truth, which means his aspect involves impersonalism also, that is, he's Brahman also, he is expanded as Paramatma also, and he has a form as a Bhagavan who is full of beauty, full of knowledge, full of eternity, right? So this is the Bhagavan understanding. There is a verse in Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 11th verse. It says, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yad gnana advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdayet. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knowers of absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of absolute truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So impersonal Brahman is the understanding where the impersonalists believe that the Lord has no form. Basically, that's what they believe. And that he is just a bright light. There is no form, Nirakar. There is no form of the Lord. And he's just a bright light. And they want to achieve that destination. What are few qualities of this Brahman? Let us understand. This Brahman has one quality, that out of the three features, Sat, Chid, Anand, this feature is the Sat feature, Sat or eternal feature. The Paramatma feature is the understanding of Sat and Chit, full of knowledge and the eternity aspect. And only Bhagavan aspect is Sat, Chit, and Anand. This is like a whole package, right? So that is why it is called as partial understanding, right? That it is partial understanding of the Lord. Also, we have to know here, as it is said in this verse, that it is only that it is one thing we have to understand here is it's not a very cheap level of understanding. Those who are impersonalist, they have done a lot of tapasya. They are quite advanced actually to have reached at this point of realization. It's not that one just merely thinks, oh, Lord is impersonalist and they are called as impersonalists. No, they actually perform a lot of tapasya, a lot of austerities to reach at this level of understanding. What is the verse we have in Bhagavad Gita? The 12th chapter, 3rd and the 4th verse. What does the Lord say? This is how the Lord says, quote, but those who fully worship the unmanifested, that lies beyond the perception of senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal concept of absolute truth, by controlling various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such person engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. So this is not some cheap thing that, oh, I imagine the God is impersonal and I achieve it. After a lot of tapasya, a lot of austerity, sense control, that one actually achieves this state. So it's not a something easily achievable. It's like a easy thing. Oh, it's a third level, low class understanding of the Lord. No, it is not. Because as we read in this verse also, that it is your impersonal. So it is impersonal manifestation of the Lord itself. That is known as Brahman, right? This is why we have to understand that it's not just an easy thing to achieve, right? They fail to understand that how the Lord has a feature and form, and they fail to understand the varieties in the spiritual world. So basically, what their understanding is that this world that we are living in, they are basically frustrated. They are frustrated of all the relationship. They have seen that, oh, this causes problem. We have some association with others, and that always causes some friction, some problem. There's some problem between husband, wife, some problem between children, this, that. There is some problem everywhere. All the dealings they have seen problem. So what they are basically saying is, let us join, let us merge in this light where there is all the time we are eternal, but there is no variety, there is no interaction, there is no rasa, there is nothing. So basically they are there, just sit there in impersonal Brahman for eternity. This is their idea. Because of all the frustration that they have been, their experiences in their life, this is their level of understanding. And that is why they lack and fail to understand the Bhagavan feature. If we see the Bhagavan feature of the Lord, we see, oh, the Lord is so beautiful. He has got so many beautiful features. The Lord's eyes are described like a lotus, right? The Lord's navel is described like lotus. His face is described like a lotus petal. So much wonderful description, right? Namo Pankajana Namo Pankajanamine. We have read so many verses describing the beauty of the Lord. And there are so many interactions. The 10th canto is basically full of all the interactions. How the Lord interacts with his parents, his friends. There's a lot of fun, a lot of activities, a lot of leelas happening there. But they fail to understand the Lord is absolute. What does absolute mean? What does absolute mean? Let us try and understand. This world that we live in is called relative, right? It means there is heat, there is cold. There is day, there is night. There is happiness, there is misery. These kind of up, down, all these kind of things are called relative. There is good, there is bad. There is pious, there is impious. There is auspicious, inauspicious. So many dualities that we live in. And that is called as relative aspect of this world, the world of duality. But the Lord is absolute. Whatever he does is all good. For example, the killing of the Lord and the Krishna, he is benefiting a demon by killing him, and he is benefiting his friends by associating with him. They both are same. They both, of course, there is some level. There is not there that is on the same level, but it's the same. Krishna's killing and Krishna's love, they both are same. Krishna is partial, he is not partial. Krishna has knowledge and there is no ignorance. So there is all this is the meaning of absolute. And this they fail to realize, that the Lord, they think they have a form. That means the Supreme must not have a form. So they fail to understand this, that the Lord does have a form which is not like us. Because the impersonalists are thinking, oh, I have a body. Because of this body, I'm getting sick, old, and I'm dying. So let me do the Supreme, he can't have a body. This is basically what they are thinking. The Supreme means he's beyond this body. He's somebody. So he does not have a form, because form means body. Body means it has to undergo this miseries of birth, death, and everything. But they fail to understand that the Lord is absolute. He does have a body, but the body is Satchidananda, free from all these things. They are thinking, oh, there is a lot of pain in this world. So then the Lord, they don't understand that the interactions between the gopis and all. So this is why they feel like, despite so much advancement. They have done so much tapasya, sense control, and they have reached a level, but this understanding is incomplete. All right. Why this is incomplete? As we discussed, it is only the realization of Sat aspect. The whole truth is Satchid Ananda, but they are only realizing one aspect of it, which is the eternity aspect. All right. Now, how do we understand these three realizations about Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman? There are a lot of examples we have, right? We have heard of this example, that a mountain, right? If you see from the far, it just feels like something blackish or greenish, like you can't make it out anything. There is no form. It just feels like something, some big chunk is there, right? That is Brahman realization, right? When you go closer, you see a specific form, that yes, this is the extent, right? And then, you can see, oh yes, there is something, there are trees and something. But when you actually go and climb the mountain, you can see, oh, there are some cows, there are some trees, there are living entities in there, right? So this is the Bhagavan realization. When you go close, you see everything. Another example Prabhupada gives a lot of times is the example of a train, right? When you first hear, there is a light. First you see a light, right? At night time, if you see, there is light, and then you think, yes, there is something coming. And then when there is light and sound, you can see, oh yes, there is a train coming. And then finally you see a train, there are passengers and this and that inside. That is the Bhagavan realization. This is another example. And this verse also we have seen, there is an example of city as described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. If we can scroll down, please, Mataji, the very last paragraph. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Mataji. See, an example given in this connection by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur of a person proceeding towards a destination. As he approaches, he sees the destination from a distant place, but just as we see a city from a distance. At that time, he simply understands that the city is situated at a distance. When he comes still near, however, he can see the domes and flags. But as soon as he enters the city, he sees various paths, gardens, lakes, marketplaces with shops, and persons buying everything. He sees varieties of cinema houses, and he sees dancing and jubilation. When a person actually enters the city and personally sees the activities of city, he becomes satisfied. Right? So we saw these three examples of understanding of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Now, according to this verse, what are the qualities of Brahman? If we read in this verse, there are various energies mentioned. That is Vidya and Avidya. Right? Then Brahman is the cause of, let's first discuss this Vidya and Avidya aspect. Why is it Vidya? Brahman has Vidya? Because they are looking for absolute truth, right? There is mention in this verse, Vidya and Avidya. So it is yeah, a bit more, Mataji, a bit more, if you can scroll down. Yeah, that's it. It is said that this impersonal Brahman is the distant realization of absolute truth. Although apparently Brahman seems to be devoid of energy, factually it has different energies working under the headings of knowledge and ignorance. On account of these different energies, there is continuous manifestation of Vidya and Avidya. Vidya and Avidya are nicely described in Sri Ishopanishad. It is said there that sometimes, due to Avidya or poor fund of knowledge, one accepts the absolute truth as ultimately impersonal. But in fact, the impersonal and personal realizations develop in proportion to development of devotional service. The more we develop our devotional service, the more closely we approach the absolute truth, which in the beginning, when we realize the absolute from a distant place, is manifested as impersonal. So that is why Brahman has both Vidya and Avidya. You need to be on some level of understanding to come there. But because they are thinking this is all in all, it's Avidya. So this is one quality of Brahman. What is another quality of Brahman? Is the cause of material creation. We have seen this in second canto, right? is one, right? There's a verse which describes this in this ekam, right? It is unlimited, it is original, it is blissful and changeless. All right, so these are the qualities of Brahman. Now, what is the destination of those who achieve Brahman realization? Anybody? Any idea? Any guesses?
Brahmananda they attain, Mataji.
Brahmananda,
Brahma
yeah,
Jyoti.
very good. Brahma Jyoti, yeah, very good. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Mataji. After some time, they will come again onto this earthly planet.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, because the nature of Jiva is, it is seeking eternal, it is seeking enjoyment, right? That is the basic nature of Jiva, that it is seeking pleasure. Anandamayo bhyasat, right? There is no pleasure. We have read that there is no variegatedness. There is no any rasa or anything in Brahman. So after a while, they will just come down to this material world. There is a verse in Shrimad Bhagavatam which says as follows: Ye anye aravindaksha vimukta maninas tvaya ashta bhavad avishuddha buddhaya aruchya krichena param padam tata patanti yado anrada yashman angrayah. O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for the lotus feet, for your lotus feet, right? So this is the destination. Even in Bhagavad Gita, if we continue reading in the 12th chapter, Krishna himself says that after so many difficulties, they achieve impersonal Brahman, but then they ultimately fall down. Because then the Lord himself says that this is just a way to come. This is just one of the ways you can come to me, in the sense, long way of reaching the Lord. Right? You go, you do so much tapasya, and then you realize, oh yes, this is one aspect. You come back and then you go up again. Right? So this is what the one who are Brahmavadis, or one who believe in merging in the Brahma Jyoti, this is all about these people. All right. So this impersonalism or Brahmavad is not to be confused with Mayavad or Shunyavad. Ultimately, they all are same. Ultimately, the destination, Prabhupada has said in one of the conversations that impersonalism, Mayavad is all the same. And there is mild little difference. They are same in the sense that they are all seeking to merge. This is why they are same. They are basically seeking to merge in this light. That is why they are same. But there is little difference in the understanding, right? So Mayavad, they think everything is Maya. You are Maya, I am Maya, this world is Maya, everything is Maya, Krishna is Maya. This is what their understanding is. That Krishna, when he comes, he has a body of Maya, some funny understanding like that, right? This is all Mayavad, right? We are all one. There is no distinction. And then Prabhupada, there is a very funny incident. Prabhupada was giving a lecture in one of the very prestigious, I think it was MIT. And one person is coming and saying everything is one, it's all one, everything is one. And Prabhupada apparently was so upset that he caught hold of the collar of that university professor. Everything is same, everything is same. So you think the cotton ball and the shirt you are wearing, everything is same? Yes, everything is same. And the disciples, they were shocked, like, what is Prabhupada doing? Like, what is this? What is happening? And then they managed to take Prabhupada away from there. But Prabhupada, he was not angry. As soon as they went from there, Prabhupada is himself jolly. If somebody is truly angry, their anger persists. But Prabhupada was not angry. Prabhupada was actually trying to make a point that it's all not the same. Cotton ball and this shirt you are wearing is not the same, right? There was one very funny incident also when book distribution. One person said, oh, everything is just one and this and that and Maya. It's all one. And then he said, the devotee said, do you really believe this? He said, yes, I really believe this. If everything is one, everything is one, then why? He said, okay, yes. And then he said, all right, In that case, your money is my money. Give me your wallet, all your money, and take the books. He was so defeated by his own philosophy. The devotee took the wallet for a moment, but then returned just to make a point that yes, it's not that everything is one, right? Your money is my money. I can't come and live in your house and say, this is one, you and me, we are all one. So, this is the big flaw of this philosophy. And what they do ultimately, they want to merge in the supreme. They want to merge in the Brahman effulgence. Why? Because they are too proud. They don't want to surrender to the lotus feet. Rather, everything is one. Lord is one. I am one. We are all one. I want to merge with him and be him. So hum. This is the word they use. As you are, as I am. So hum. Right? And then that is why they merge. They don't want to surrender to the Lord. Because if they believe the Lord has a form, he's a separate entity, they have to surrender. So pride, envy, they don't want to do it. So this is Mayavad. Now, interesting thing, there is one more philosophy, Shunyavad or voidism, right? What they believe, this is very famous these days. It's all zero. After you finish, after this life is finished, everything is finished. We don't exist. After this life, we don't exist, right? This is what they believe. They conclude that there is no supreme. There is only void, shunya, right? They do not believe in any ultimate destination at all. They imagine that ultimately everything is void and that they are trying to cease to exist. So now no existence. After this body, after this everything is finished, everything is gone, right? They imagine stopping their existence will be solution to all their problems. The Buddhists are typical example of followers of voidist philosophy. They are atheistic. They do not believe in God and do not accept living entities have an eternal soul and believe ultimately that they just cease to exist. Modern scientists are also generally voidist, right? So this is the difference. We saw Brahmavad, Mayavad, Shunyavad, we covered all these things, right? Okay, so this finishes our verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Now, there are some people who say, I am God, you also God. To which category do they belong? Mayavadis or
Mayavadis.
Shunyavadis?
Mayavadis.
Okay.
Everything is one. You are God, I am God, we are all God. That is Mayavad.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can anyone please read the verse and the purport?
Hare Krishna, Sudha
Sorry.
Mataji, you can read the
Hare Krishna
shloka,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah,
For
I'll read
one
the shloka.
person
You can
read
read
the
the
verse,
translation.
and then one person read the verse translation. We are going to read this purport as well.
Okay,
Yes,
Mataji.
I
Hare
request
Krishna.
devotees to raise their hands for reading Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji pranams. Satyashisho hi bhagavamstava pada padmam ashishtatanubhajata purushartha murte api evam arya bhagavan paripati deenan vashreva vatsakam anugraha katarosman. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotional service with no other desire, worshipping your lotus feet is better than becoming king and lording it over a kingdom. That is the benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. To ignorant devotees like me, you are the causeless, merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Suma Mataji, you can read the purport, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji's Sharmila Mataji, you can read the purport, Mataji. Archana Mataji also can read it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Sorry to cut you short, Mataji. If you can just read the first part of the purport and then stop, please.
Sure.
And then we'll discuss, and then the other Mataji can read the other part.
Sure, Mataji.
Thank you.
Dhruva Maharaja was cognizant of the defective nature of his own devotional service. Pure devotional service is without material form and it is not covered by mental speculation or fruitive activities. Pure devotional service is therefore called ahayituki, unmotivated. Dhruva Maharaja knew that he had come to worship the Lord in devotional service with the motive to get the kingdom of his father. Such an adulterated devotee can never see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He therefore felt very grateful for the causeless mercy of the Lord. The Lord is so merciful that not only does He fulfill the desires of a devotee who is driven by ignorance and desires for material benefit, but He also gives such a devotee all protection, just as a cow gives milk to a newly born calf. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord gives intelligence to the constantly engaged devotee so that he may gradually approach the Lord without difficulty. A devotee must be very sincere in his devotional service. Then, although there may be many things wrong on the devotee's part, Krishna will guide him and gradually elevate him to the highest position of the devotional service. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So let's understand first what we just read, right? It is out of his humility that Dhruv Maharaj is saying this. And Dhruv Maharaj knows his mistake and he's expressing that, how I worshipped you for very petty desire. The petty desire here is he wanted the kingdom greater than Lord Brahma. And then when he saw the Lord, he prayed actually that I was looking for broken pieces of glasses, but I found a jewel, I found a diamond, right? So he understands that his prayer, his mood, he was looking for something not that great. But pure devotional service is beyond that. We have read in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the definition of pure devotional service says that Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Gyan Karma Danavritam Anukuliyana Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Ruttama. So what is that? Anya Abhilashita Shunya, no other desire. But here Dhruv Maharaj is desiring something great materially, isn't it? That is one, Anya Abhilashita Shunya. He was full of desires, right? And then it says Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. So no Gyan, no karma, not covered by Gyan or karma. That is pure bhakti, right? But here, Dhruv Maharaj is also asking for something which is even lower than Gyan and karma. And then there is Anukulyena Krishna Anu, which means favorable. Not always think of Lord like Ravana, Kansa, not like that, right? And then Shilanam Bhakti Ruttamam. So that is pure devotional service, which there is no desire beyond the coverings of jnana and karma and always favorable. But we also see in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that there are 4 kinds of people who come to him. Does anybody remember the 4 kinds? And what category Dhruv Maharaj comes in?
Artho Artharthi Jignasu Jnani.
Very good. And Dhruv Maharaj comes in which category?
Artharthi.
Very good. Very good. So here, that is what is explained here. Dhruv Maharaj is himself confessing, himself accepting that yes, I came for all these things, right? So in general, this is what happens. Let's read the next purport now. Then we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this pure aspect of devotional service. Let's read this purport.
Hare Krishna, Archana, Shri Radha Mataji, you can read Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The Lord is addressed herein by Dhruva Maharaj as Purushartha Murti, the ultimate goal of life. Generally, Purushartha is taken to mean execution of the type of religious principle or worship of God in order to get material benediction. Prayers for material benedictions are intended for satisfying the senses. And when one is frustrated and cannot fully satisfy the senses in spite of all the endeavor, he desires liberation or freedom from material existence. These activities are generally called Purushartha. But
Thank
actually,
you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Let's understand what we read so far, right? There are 4 things here. Purusha basically means dharma, artha, kama, moksha. All right. So in the beginning, somebody, what they do? They do some dharma. And what is that dharma? That dharma is not devotional service. What they do? They do some pious activities, they do some religious principles, they follow some vrata or something. The goal is what? The goal is not pure love of Godhead. The goal is nothing. The goal is simple. The goal is I do some worship to get this, right? That is dharma. And then get artha, that is get some money. Basically, that's what everybody wants. You do some puja, this, that, there are a lot of people, even in Radha Kund, if you go, there are a lot of people sitting, you worship here, and you will get this, that. There are so many people like that, right? And people do that. They don't even understand that this is the holiest place in the whole universe. We have read that in Nectar of Devotion, no, Nectar of Instruction, that Radha Kund is the holiest place, and there also they go and they are seeking all this material prosperity. So this is what it is. First is dharma you perform to get some artha, that is money. And once you have money, what happens? The belly becomes big, isn't it? You have seen all these Seth people, right? Big bellies. Big belly means they are fully satisfied. Their senses are satisfied. Their tongues are satisfied. We have read tongue, belly, genitals, they all fall in line. So full sense gratification. But ultimately, because of the limitations of this body, they are like something. This is also, I'm still not satisfied. And then they desire moksha or liberation. Right? So dharma, artha, kama, moksha, this is purushartha. But we have read in Shrimad Bhagavatam, the second verse itself, that all this is kaitav dharma. And there is something called pancham purushartha. So here that is what is mentioned. But actually, I'll read the purport. But actually, the ultimate goal is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called pancham purushartha, the ultimate goal of life. Lord Chaitanya therefore taught us not to ask from the Supreme Personality any benediction, such as material wealth, popularity, or a good wife. We have read this, isn't it? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Then what should we ask for? Okay, let's not ask for dhanan. Let's not ask for followers. Let's not ask for a beautiful man or a woman, right? What should we ask for? One
We
should
should be the
simply pray.
servant.
Yes, one should simply pray to the Lord to be constantly engaged in his loving devotional service. So this is what we should ask for. And this is what Prahlad Maharaj basically, he was, this is what he is realizing. After so much tapasya and Lord present in front of him, he is realizing that I asked for these few insignificant things, right? But all I really am seeking, all I'm seeking is, now that I have understood it, I'm seeking pure devotional service, right? The Lord here, there's one very nice thing said here in the first paragraph of the purport that we read, that if one is sincere, right? The only criteria is sincerity. From the purport, we can read the first paragraph. It says, a devotee must be very sincere in his devotional service. Then, although there may be many things wrong on devotee's part, Krishna will guide him and gradually elevate him to the highest position of devotional service. Right? Lord say, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam tesha yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upiyanti te. Right? And then he also says that, to show them special mercy, this is the 11th verse, to show them special mercy, I dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born out of ignorance. There is only one cost and one cost only we need to have. We need to be sincere. If we are sincere and there is something wrong in our executional of devotional service, the Lord will give us intelligence. If we are just sincere, he will help us from within. And the example given here of the calf is very nice. The cow gives milk, right, to the calf. That is maintenance, isn't it? The cow is giving milk to calf. That is maintenance, right? And it gives protection also from wild animals, from these other people, this, that, right? So that is giving protection, right? But the calf, does it serve the cow in return? No, right? But the mother cow is still giving protection and maintenance to the Lord, isn't it? Similarly, the Lord, even like the worst abominable person we know, wretched person, even that person, if he worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead with material desires, the Lord will still give the sweetness of bhakti to him. Can we think of any example? Any example that come to mind?
Brigari Mataji.
Wonderful. So bad, like, killing animals half, not even full. You kill like that, finish. But he liked to see them suffer. But with that little, association with Narad Muni and that desire, completely changed and transformed. Any other example?
Jagai Madai.
Wonderful, wonderful. Right? So we have so many examples like that. We have Bilva Mangal Thakur. So we see Bilva Mangal Thakur's story that he was so attached to a prostitute. And then she said that, if you were so attached to the Lord, your life will change and you'll become a pure devotee. And he that word struck him and he started going to Vrindavan. And he again, the same thing happened. He followed a female to his house, to her house. And you know what he said to the husband? The culture in India is so good that any Brahmana, any religious person goes, they are welcome. The husband welcomed this Bilva Mangal Thakur. And he said, I have a special request. And the husband said, yes, what can I do? He said, I want to be with your wife alone. He said, all right. So when the wife and Bilva Mangal Thakur were alone in this room together, he took the safety pin or some pins and poke his eyes. Bilva Mangal Thakur poke his eyes. It's because of these eyes that I'm not attracted to the Lord and attracted to the form of this female. And then you know what happened? He went to Vrindavan, lived there for 700 years, and every day Lord Krishna used to come to him, give him some milk. And then they used to have that playful exchange and all. It's amazing. There is wonderful drama. If you see on ISKCON drama and you say Bilva Mangal Thakur, very, very nice drama. But this is what happens. The intentions may be so wretched, but the Lord always sees the bright side of the devotee. All right. Let's go to the next verse. Next verse, we'll just read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, you don't want to read the verse?
No, Mataji, we'll just, because with the
Okay,
time we have to now
Okay,
just...
Mataji. Kripamai Mataji, you can just read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. The translation is Prabhupada, great sage Maitri concluded, I deal with Rabin, Durga Maharaja had good intent. The Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who was devotees saying as follows. Thank you, Mataji.
So basically now Dhruv Maharaj's prayers are finished. Dhruv Maharaj concluded his prayers, concluding that the Lord is the maintainer and protector. Even though our desires may be something, the Lord always sees the brighter side. And then Sage Maitreya is saying here that now the Lord begins to speak. So let's see the next verse.
Hare Krishna, Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read the verse, and Archana Mataji the translation. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। श्री भगवान उवाच वेदाहं ते व्यवसितं हृदि राजन्य बालक त्वत्प्रयाच्चामि भद्रन्ते दुरापमपि श्रूरता। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The personality of Godhead said, My dear Dhruva, son of the king, you have executed pious vows, and I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, I shall favor you with its fulfillment. All good fortune unto you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So see how wonderful this Lord is, right? He understood what Dhruva is thinking, right? What was Dhruv Maharaj's desire before? Why did he do all this tapasya? He wanted a kingdom greater than Brahma. Now, just imagine this. Can anybody living in this world, where the main person, the main engineer of this whole world is Lord Brahma, how can they have something bigger than Lord Brahma? Is this possible? That is why the Lord is saying here that your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, but I shall favor you. So this is one aspect, right? And the other aspect is, what was Dhruva's desire afterwards? Oh my God, what did I ask for? I have Lord and I did not ask devotional service. So this is what Dhruva is thinking, right? And that is why the Lord is saying, let there be all good fortune. Because Dhruv Maharaj is now repenting. I have Lord in front of me. I could have got pure devotional service, but then in my heart there is also some desire for this kingdom greater than my great grandfather. What do I do? So he was afraid, that because of his childish mentality and the Kshatriya spirit, that he has asked for something material. And now that he knows the truth, so he was wondering, so what is the Lord going to do? Is he going to give me something material, or I'm going to get some spiritual benefit? So the Lord, who knows the heart, he gave reassurance and said, don't worry. All right, that we discussed, all good fortune unto you. Then let us discuss this very wonderful thing. In the purport, Mataji, if you can please scroll up. All right. In the purport, there are a few wonderful points here. Dhruv Maharaj is scared of one thing, that, oh, I'm going to get so much material opulence. In Bhagavad Gita, we have read, Bhoka Ishwarya Prasaktanam, Taya Paharita Chetasam, right? If you have so much material attachment, so much material enjoyment, then you can't be fixed in devotional service. So it was true that Dhruv Maharaj wanted a kingdom that would be far better than Brahmaloka, right? But then he's also thinking that, how will this opulence help me continue my devotional service? So that the Lord is giving reassurance, that the Lord is giving opulence only to those who can handle it. From the purport, let's read this. Generally, the Lord does not award a pure devotee material opulence, even though he may desire it. But Dhruv Maharaj's case was different. The Lord knew that he was such a great devotee that in spite of having material opulences, he would never be deviated from love of God. This example illustrates that a highly qualified devotee can have the facility of material enjoyment and at the same time execute love of God. This, however, was a special case for Dhruv Maharaj. All right. So then we may also think, all right, I will also pray to Lord, please make me a millionaire, multimillionaire, this, that, and then I will use that in service of Lord. Please give me Mercedes, please give me a house facing the sea, please give my wife a new silk sari. That's one very nice prayer like that. Give my children Harvard degree. And then once everything is like that, I will use that in service of Lord. I have a Mercedes Benz, I will use that in service of Lord. I will use that to go to temple, right? But then there is a warning here. Prabhupada says, Dhruv Maharaj's case was special. Let's not be carried away by that. Let's just focus on pure devotional service. And the Lord, he will give what we are lacking. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. He will protect what we have and he'll give us what we are lacking. If he sees in our devotional service, we need some money, he'll give us money. It will come by your effort, you put effort or you don't put effort. Sometimes we see some devotees get so much inheritance from their parents, they don't have to do anything at all. So it's not we have to think that if there is a choice between working really hard and devotional service, you should always choose devotional service. Not that I work hard so I can enjoy a Mercedes Benz and just go to temple once a week. That's a flawed mentality. That's a very wrong mentality. So let us engage purely in devotional service. And the Lord, being all kind, merciful, the protector and maintainer, he will give us what we are, lacking, whatever is not there. If we are sincere, Krishna will fulfill. He will not see our drawbacks. Rather, he will give us intelligence how we can purely reach to him. So let us keep that pure mood of devotion. Let us keep that, ignite that spark of devotion in our heart, so that we may also attract the mercy of the Lord. Right? Any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this
Hare
Dhruva
Krishna.
Maharaj story, this came in which yuga?
Mataji, this is very early on, because this the son, he is Swambhu Manu's son.
Yes.
So this is very early on in the creation. Satyuga.
Satyuga. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Shobha
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, I just wanted to ask, like we all are now learning, and Srila Prabhupada has told us also, and various scriptures also giving reference that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then why, even in such early yugas, Dhruv Maharaja is being told by his mother as well as his stepmother also to pray to Lord Vishnu?
That's the right understanding, isn't it, Mataji? If you want something, you go to Lord Vishnu. Is that not the right understanding?
Okay, Mataji. Like we are told, Mataji, that whatever, if you want even something, then pray to Lord Krishna only. And we are doing that itself. So
Yes.
then I was confused.
So you are talking Vishnu and Krishna. Is that's what you are saying?
Yeah, Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mataji, basically, this understanding of Krishna being the supreme personality of Godhead, that comes after so many understanding of so many lifetimes, right? But it is like this, a particular devotee has a particular flavor and they can only worship that form of the Lord. For example, there was this one devotee in Chaitanya Leela. He was always Ram, 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 Ram. But he was Hanuman. I think his name is Murari Gupta, if I'm not wrong. So he was always chanting Ram, and everybody's like, "Why you are not chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna?" But he's Hanuman. How can he chant? So similarly, some devotees have a particular flavor. They are here. They are worshiping Lord Vishnu, so they'll worship Lord Vishnu. His destination, ultimate destination, is going to Vaikuntha, and that is why they were worshiping that, right?
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, got it, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And also,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
does that mean that, like here it is said that God will, of course, like a cow gives protection. We are not giving anything to the same like calf. We are also not giving anything to the Lord. But Lord is giving us a lot of things, and we are not even asking for a day, one more day, or even breath, more breaths or
Exactly.
something. Still, He's giving.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we should. That means we should not ask Lord for anything. If He feels that I need it, He will certainly provide it to me. Madhavi. Does that mean?
That's exactly the point, Mataji. See, what we basically need: earth, wind, water, fire, ether, right? The rain, the sunlight, and the food, and all, right? That comes from the sources of nature. Now, even those people, I always give this example. My neighbor, they do not even worship the Lord. Still, the rain comes in my backyard and it comes in their backyard also. The sunlight is coming in my backyard, their backyard also. So even though they don't realize it, they are still getting the same benefit as I am, the same air we are breathing. But here we are realizing that the Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead. I, of course, thank Him for all these things, but my main goal is to get pure love of Godhead. Very interesting discussion we had this Friday. We were discussing with children. So we were discussing about asuras, demigods, right? So I was telling them that, asuras, they also perform yajna. Then they are like, hey, then why are they asura? So I told them that they worship, they do all these pious activities to get something for their enjoyment. The demigods, they get all these things and then they offer it as an offering to Lord Vishnu. And then interestingly, one child, 7-year-old, asked, then what do devotees want? You are telling demons they want to enjoy, demigods they want, all this enjoyment. What do devotees want? I said devotees want nothing. You are in hell, you are in heaven, you are here, you are there. They are only saying, Lord, please let me pray to you. In any condition you keep me. This last verse of Shikshashtakam, either you embrace me or you don't appear before me, then I will still worship you as my worshipable Lord unconditionally. So this is their case. This is what devotees want.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for the guidance. Hare Krishna, Dandavat
Correct.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Subbarao Prabhu, you can ask Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. What shall I read, Mataji? Shall I continue this?
Do you have any doubts, Prabhuji? You need to ask Mataji anything? No.
No doubt.
Sorry,
Just
Prabhuji.
for reading it.
TGB Mataji, some name is not there, Mataji. You can ask Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can I ask? Mataji, is it wrong understanding if I think that at that age, following Shobhita Mataji's question, at that age, there was Krishna hasn't manifested yet in the Satya Yoga. He came in the Dwapar Yuga only. So Suniti sent his son to Vishnu, who is the original. Is this wrong understanding, Mataji?
Mataji, we can understand it like that also, that Krishna, he did not come in, this is Satyuga and they were worshipping Lord Vishnu. We can understand like that also.
Thank you. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sunila Mataji, is it okay, Mataji, to take one more question, Mataji?
Sure, sure. Yes, Mataji,
Thank you
please.
so much, Mataji. Sunila Mataji, you can ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Mataji, what is the destination of yogis, Mataji, who meditate on the Paramatma aspect of the Supreme Lord?
So when this is, they go to some specific Vaikuntha, Mataji. There are some specific Vaikunthas that where they are worshipping the personality of
They
goddess.
don't come back. They don't come back, unlike this Brahmavadis,
No,
Mataji.
Mataji. There is no, at least no mention of where I have, from what I have read, they don't come back. There is some Vaikuntha they go to.
Okay, okay.
Because
So
they are seeing the
impersonalists, we
Lord
can
as a form. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, you said impersonalists. Can we understand, like, Mataji, impersonalists, there is a two division like Brahmavadis and Mayavadis. Just you
Yes,
said
we
Mayavadis
can
are different.
understand. Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. But Mayavadis are very fallen. If you want to really understand, impersonalist, they still, okay, they don't say all is one. They still have a concept that I am different, the Bhagavan is different, and he is higher than me. They still have that concept. But Mayavadi means all is one. That's the
So
very
they don't do
flawed.
any. So they don't reach this neither this Brahma Jyoti or nor Vaikuntha.
No, Mataji.
So they don't go anywhere. Okay, Mataji.
So because
these four Kumaras.
Yeah.
4 Kumaras are Brahmavadis, na Mataji? 4 Kumaras?
They were Brahmavadis, but then once they saw the Lord in the Vaikuntha, then they became pure devotees.
So that means there is a chance for Brahmavadis to be a personalist, but not for a Mayavadi.
Yes, and that's exactly what even Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, that ultimately these people will come to me, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji.
No problem. I want to say that with support of this Mayavadis, I'm just finding a verse in Bhagavad Gita. It is in 9th chapter, 11th or 12th. Yeah, this one in 11th, 9th chapter, 11th verse. Avjananti manmudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam agnano mam bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in my human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be. So basically, this is Mayavad, that, when he comes in the human form, they are thinking he is one and I am one.
Okay, Mataji.
Here, see, in the next verse, it says, those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and the culture of knowledge are all defeated.
Mataji, in the end, everyone has to go to Godhead, isn't it?
That's true.
It is the journey that they are taking. So they have maybe Mayavadis, and then they become Brahmavadi, and then maybe you never know, then they turn into some Vaishnava and then follow.
Yeah. Actually, that verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita is very, very applicable to all of us. Bahunam, no, what is that? Brahmand Brahmite kono bhagyavan jeev, bhagyavan. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata. So somehow or the other, we are wandering up, down, this, that. Oh my God, so much is going on. If you just see on a higher scale, right? Up, down, this, that. We are going through endless cycle, endless species, human, animal, dog, demigod. So much we are going through. But by the mercy of devotees, by mercy of Prabhupada, we have got this seed of devotional service. We should make the best use of our life.
Right.
So, Mataji, can you please give the sloka reference in Chaitanya Charitamrita?
In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, what was I? Bhakti Lata Bij. I can find out.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I can share it to Padma Mataji.
Okay.
I'll do that, Mataji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
it is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That much is for sure, Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay. It is well.
Mataji,
Thank you,
Mataji, despite of reaching to Vaikuntha, but the yogis will not enjoy the Mataji. They won't be getting this Ananda part, no Mataji? Satchit Ananda. That Ananda.
Vaikuntha, there is little different enjoyment.
But not Satchit Ananda that as a devotee enjoys.
No, devotee enjoyment with Krishna is different. There is more awe and reverence there.
Okay.
More worship of more worship like this. Bhagavan, he is Bhagavan, and it's not like, you know, how Krishna's friends, they are feeding him,
That
and
primary
Krishna,
rasas won't be there. That primary rasas won't.
yes, that, you know, that his jutha hand he is putting in Krishna's mouth there. Oh, he is Bhagavan, Vaikuntapati. Maybe you see him once a day, once a month. He's Bhagavan, Lakshmi ji. You are sweeping the street, everything like that. Very much like a prime minister.
Formal, Mataji.
Yeah, like a prime minister. You know, he's there. You worship. You see, okay, my government is going good. There is a prime minister like that. Oh, I'm living in Vaikuntha. I'm worshiping the Lord. I see the Lord once in a while, like that.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you
So
so much.
all have
Mataji.
400 forms, 400 forms there.
All have 400 forms.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, if the devotees doesn't ask anything, is it even good to aspire to go back to Godhead, Mataji? Like we all are in need of a seva ananda. Ananda in terms of seva. Only when we do the seva, we get the ananda. Only that, for that we aspire, no Mataji?
Yeah.
Is that clear, or any reciprocations from the Lord, Mataji?
Devotee, a true actual devotee will not ask for anything. He will just want to serve and please the Lord. That's all their hankering is. So whether I get ananda, whether I don't get ananda, whether it's I just want to serve the Lord. Yes, you are hankering for ananda, that is true, but devotee does not serve Lord to get ananda for him. Rather, his mood is, I want to serve Lord to give him pleasure. That is the main thing. And as a side effect of this mentality, you definitely get ananda. Your ananda is you are serving the Lord. But the goal, primary goal is not that I want to serve Lord to get pleasure. Rather, I want to serve Lord to give him pleasure. That is the primary goal.
Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji. Because they say, no, Mataji, like the devotees doesn't matter, for a devotee, it doesn't matter whether in hell or heaven. So to practically think also, it is very difficult, no, Mataji. Like Prabhupada has promised, so we are living each and every moment on that promise that he will take us back to Godhead. So
there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in that one, that Mataji. We are worshipping Lord. The desire is to go home back to Godhead. Good desire, no problem. But there is a higher form of desire where devotees pray that let me take birth again and again in this material world so that all these devotees are purified. There is also some devotees who pray like that.
Mataji, that is like inviting danger for us, no, Mataji, because the Maya
Yes.
is very strong.
Yes.
So we have to be always on the safer side. So
Yes.
go back and search the Lord.
And that is why I say these kind of devotees are on another level. They are Prabhupada level, that they don't even think of going back to God. They are only thinking, I will only deliver the fallen souls.
Thank you so much. Yes, Mataji, it is only for the pure devotees.
Yeah.
Hare.
So for us to be on the safer side, it's good prayer. You just pray to Lord, and the only prayer that, you know, that Prabhupada always said, let me always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Good prayer is, Lord, when I close these eyes forever, for good, please, you become manifest in front of me. Then he wants you to go to Vaikuntha, he sends you to this material world, doesn't matter. But our main prayer has to be, let me only remember the Lord. When I'm closing my eye, when I close my eyes forever, when I'm taking my last breath, please be present, manifest in front of me and my eyes, in my consciousness. If that prayer we have, we are safe. Then it's up to Lord. He wants to put us in as a flute. He wants to put us in hell. He wants to put, hell requires a lot of preaching. You go to hell, he will put there. Or earth requires a lot of preaching, he will put us there. But our prayer is this only. Lord, please let me always remember you. Let me not forget it. Then it's up to Lord. He'll put you wherever he thinks you are best suited, best fitted.
Thank you so much, Mataji, because this is the essence of Bhakti, Mataji. We should know how to pray and what to pray. And thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful class. No more questions, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
I
Hare
just
Krishna.
wanted,
We need to
sorry,
go through
last.
this. We need to go through this again, Mataji, to get a proper understanding. In a
So,
very nice way.
Mataji, I feel that we are like asuras only, like facing the garb of devotees. Like I'm speaking of myself, praying to the Lord. One leg is in this way, in spiritual way, and the other leg is on the material way. So, um, so maybe like Dhruva Maharaj, if Lord has some mercy on me, then I can do some devotion service. I feel like that. So that after listening to this, I feel that I'm an demon only. So just praying to the Lord for material things. So hopefully one day it will change.
The good way to understand this is, Mataji, the Lord is our only hope, right? You could have gone to any demigod, this, that, but you're choosing to ask from the Lord. No problem with that. That is why we discussed Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Gyani. 4 kind of people come. But the only problem with this is there is a chance if you get what you are praying for, you may not even come to Krishna. Right? There's a small chance, not small, big chance actually. There are some who get, they are desiring, we see a lot in the temple. There is big problem they have in their life, and then, oh, please, Krishna, help me, Krishna, help me, Krishna, help me. And then suddenly things are okay. They don't even come to temple. We see them after 1 or 2 years and we ask them, oh, is everything okay? Yeah, everything is okay now. So now we don't even see them at temple. No more prayers, no more chanting, nothing.
Yes, Mataji.
So,
could understand.
So the point is, we can ask, but ultimately we have to realize our shortcoming. That, I'm going to a millionaire and I'm asking for only $1. Basically, that is what we are doing.
Yeah, that's right.
He can take you out of all these problems forever, right? Then why not ask that?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, so but knowing that, yes, Mataji, so that's the right way of understanding. So whatever it is, we'll have to finally go to the Lord, but He will give us what we desire. But along with that, He will give His mercy also, where He says that He will what He gives along with some bonus, like in a kind of garb of problem, something where we have to face, and then we can always remember Him in that ways. So
yeah, so what you are saying is the Lord gives you something, but He purifies your desire, right? In the sense, He gave something to Prahlad Maharaj, but then Prahlad Maharaj got it, and then, Prahlad Maharaj, he repented so much. Why did I ask this? Because he had to rule for so many years. Similarly, it may happen to us, may not happen to us. That's exactly our thing. That's
yeah,
exactly
but He also thinks, I feel, Mataji, He also thinks for so much, means even if we ask, He, as we are saying that Yogi Chema Mahameham, right? So He also thinks, and He just calculates according to His calculation, He gives or He won't give. So, and in that case, we are always surrendered on Him. Okay, give me this, give me that. So, but when the time comes, He will reveal that to us. That's
and
how
that's
I
exactly
understand.
why, to be on the safe side, we just pray to Him that always let me remember you, let me not forget you. And whatever, even though you are not praying, He still knows what is in your heart. But if you are consciously putting this effort to always serve no matter what, He will take a merciful glance on you and He will be like, okay, I will do what is best needed and suited for it.
Mataji, but in one way, is the mercy for merciness also, like Prabhupada usually says, right? When Lord shows the real mercy, then you will not have anything left in your life like that. So in that way, is also some danger is there with this Lord.
So, Mataji, I'll tell you, this is what I heard from Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. When devotees are in, when there are one level of devotees, if they are in getting some challenges in their life, it is for their purification. But when there are very advanced devotees, they are getting all this, it's for their glorification. This is two things we have to understand. This is I heard from Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. So yeah, we may undergo this, that, but that is for our purification. We better tatte anukambam susamiksham mano. We just continue tolerating, right? And then ultimately Lord will say, okay, you have now tolerated, now you have come to me, perfect, no problem, now you come back to me, all good. And then the other way is we can ask for one thing, two thing, three thing, this, that. And the Lord is like, what? I mean, in the sense, like, I can give you everything and you are asking this, tathastu, okay. Then how bad will you feel? You know,
Yes,
sometimes
Mataji. Yeah.
it happens to me. I pray something. I don't pray something. I just say something, and that oh, I wish this happens and that happens. And I'm like, how fool I am. I could have asked for pure devotional service and I asked this. So that kind of thought we always must have.
Yeah. That's right.
Because then we ourselves are putting ourselves in the danger. What if we become satisfied? You know, what if we just, you know, are happy and content in what we got?
Yes,
There are
yes,
some
Mataji.
examples also in this regard. They have regrets when they have asked Lord for this, and then they did not. This one is Dhruv
Yeah,
Maharaj.
that's what we see in this case of Dhruva Maharaj, right,
Yeah.
Mataji? This whole episode
Then,
is saying that.
yeah,
And even Bharat Maharaj also we see, right?
exactly. Bharat Maharaj also. Then he lamented. That is another example. And then there are other examples also. Now it's not coming to my mind now at this point of time. I am, nothing is coming to my mind. It's blank. But better to be on the safe side, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji,
Hare
what if we give our complete, what to say, Mataji, control to the Lord, Mataji, when we ask something materially? Like you take charge of it. So I want this. I feel that I am in need of this, and you control me. So how can we, how will that, Mataji, work when we pray like that?
In the sense, oh, I'm just giving an example. In the sense, we are saying, I want to become, I want to get this degree, but then I leave it to you. Whether you, if you feel it is fit for me, you give it to me, and if you feel it's not fit for me, don't give it to me. Is that what
But
is the kind of prayer
yes,
you are?
Mataji, but ultimately I know what is the best thing for me. That is bhakti only. But
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel that I'm in need of this at this moment. So I'm
So then,
praying to this. I'm
so
praying this
then
to you. So like
in
that.
that case, you can just say, my Lord, I know pure devotional service is the best, but somehow I'm stuck on this. Please guide me. How do you want me to go about this?
Yes,
That
Mataji.
means you are still surrendered to him. You have left it open to give or not to give.
Yes, Mataji.
So that's still acceptable, but That still, but is forms on, it comes on the karma mishra bhakti level, not pure devotional service.
Mataji, give or not give, like just like Anita Mataji said, no, Mataji, like when we ask for material things, when we are stubborn, like we want it. So when we say that to the Lord, so how can God can do anything, no, Mataji? Like there is nothing that He cannot do. So
Yeah.
even after giving, blessing us with that, He can have control over us, Mataji. So bring us back to the bhakti platform only. So giving,
Agreed.
that is why Mataji said she is
Agreed.
having
Agreed.
love.
But we need to have a good, big, strong backup of so much agyata sukruti and so much, you know, our bhakti is on this level. Bharat Maharaj he favored, but Bharat Maharaj was on bhav bhakti level, right? See?
Yes, Mataji.
So if we have that good level of, you know, that good level of backup, yeah, we are sure to ask.
I'm
But that
sorry,
is why,
Mataji. I just felt, Mataji, just like that. I just asked you, Mataji, for
no, all
clarification.
good, Mataji. This kind of questions are very good. We always have to ask. Otherwise, if we don't ask, then you know how will we understand? Because I have also asked these questions, and this is how I have also learned. But that is why, if you read the last line of the purport 4.9.19, Prabhupada specifically says Dhruv Maharaj's case was special.
Yes,
Like, you
Mataji.
know, how we get, you know, how Sachin Tendulkar has got honorary degree, right? You know that, right? He's got some honorary degree. He's not went to university. He's got those degrees. Similarly, he is a special case. He has put so much dedication into his life of cricket that universities come and say, this is your doctorate degree. So he's Dr. Sachin Tendulkar. So if we have so much backup of devotional service, Krishna will come and say, here is your honorary degree, or whatever it can be. Here is your palace, or here is your Mercedes, or here is your life full of comfort. Now you
Very
just
good
worship me.
example, Mataji. Very good example.
Just
Right?
like for Sudama, no, bro, Mataji. So,
But Sudama did not ask. Sudama did not ask. He went there, his wife forced him, but he did not ask for anything. The Lord knew, and Lord just gave him.
yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. In one of the Gaurang Darshan Das lectures I have heard, Mataji, even he had that humility, Mataji, of being very poor. So he was
Yes.
arrogant of that. So Lord wanted to remove that pride also.
That's true.
So that
That's
is
true.
why he gave the wealth. So it has
That's
been
true.
said. Hare Krishna.
That's true.
Yes, Mataji. Very wonderful class, Mataji.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much, Mataji, for patiently answering all our queries. And
Thank you. Thank you.
wonderful. We'll
Suma
end with the
Mataji,
prayer.
Suma Mataji, just a minute. Mataji,
Yes,
just before
Mataji.
ending, one small Mataji, my understanding is like in Vaikuntha Loka, one is getting the Sarupya Mukti, like he is, the soul is just looks like Narayana. And I don't know, Mataji, what sort of sevas are there, but in Goloka Vrindavan, the soul can taste all sorts of rasas according to the desires. Is it correct, Mataji, or wrong?
In Goloka, there is not just Sarupya, there is Sayujya, Samipya. Although Samipya means staying on the same place as Lord, having the same opulence of Lord. All those are also there, except merging with the Lord. So all those form of liberation are also there. But in Vaikuntha, in Krishna Loka, yes, according to your desire, you serve the Lord. You can be a flute, you can be a stone, you can be milk, you can be flower in Krishna's head, whatever. Yes, that's how it is.
You can be a Manjari also.
Manjari also, but some posts are reserved. Some posts we can't be.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
we can't be Radharani. I think Manjari post is also reserved. Manjaris is a very close circle. So
Yeah,
those
yeah,
they
that's
don't.
why I asked. Yeah.
Yeah. We
I
can be
heard it somewhere.
assistant of Manjaris. We can be
Yeah.
assistant of Manjaris, but not Manjaris.
Yeah, yeah.
Some posts are reserved, like we can't be Radharani. But having said that, in one in Krishna book, Prabhupada does mention that you get a practice run here in one of the earthly or one of the this material world planets. You know how Krishna comes. You get a practice session here, and then you can go up. So you can. Chances are there one may become Radharani or close like Satyabhama, all those things in this, and then go back. Something like that can happen.
Mataji, what I heard that if you have a certain bhava, like, before you go back to Golok, right? There's a certain place where you go and then you undergo training.
That happens here. That happens.
Here means in this material world?
Yes, when Krishna comes in this material world, when his pastime activities are going on, that happens here.
Oh.
Mataji, we had heard that there is another Vrindavan also, Mataji, where we will be given practice or something like that. Like
that is happening here, right? On this earth also we have Vrindavan. Krishna came 5,000 years ago. That is happening here, or any of these planets in this material world. There are so many universes with so many different Brahmas and so much happening in there. Also, Krishna is going. We can be anywhere in this material universe, basically.
Yes, Mataji, yes. I can understand. Yeah, millions of universes are there. Thank you so much, Mataji, for taking your time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, we'll end with the
I
prayer.
would have answered more, but I have got some
Yes,
devotees
Mataji,
coming
thank
this
you so
evening,
much,
so
Mataji.
I have to go.
Next time, Mataji, we'll have more questions.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnavibhyo Srila Prabhupada ki jai Granth Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai all glory to you Mataji Hare Krishna
Thank you, Mataji.
Shubho
Hare
Vishya
Krishna,
Mataji
Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Dandat pranam. Hare
with
Krishna.
all your permission I'll end the session Mataji
Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
thank you so much Mataji wonderful Hare Krishna. Pranams to you